I was still pounding nails and digging ditches and waiting tables at 25 years old. Even though I had 2 college degrees, I didn't want to use them. And so I started trying to manifest what I wanted to have happen. And the weirdest thing, I got a job offer. I got an offer to interview from a lady who I'd built a deck for. Okay? So here I am pounding nails, using my hands, and she said, we just got this building downtown. They're looking for a construction manager. Okay? And at the time, I probably didn't own a collared shirt. It's being serious. And I had to run down and buy a suit and a tie. And I went to the first interview, and they said, okay, kid, why don't you come back and talk to us again? And I went through a series of interviews, and they offered me the job to be the construction manager for the Columbia Center, which is a 76-story high-rise downtown. Okay? Now, in retrospect, I was the one that would take probably the least salary, so I got the job. But I got the job, okay? And the next day, I looked like him, right? Fresh-faced, good-looking young kid, ready to conquer the world, right? And I got the job, and I went and bought some suits and ties. The next thing you know, I'm sitting like in the 75th floor of the Columbia Center meeting with all these high-powered attorneys about building out their office. Talk about leveling up, right? Going from digging ditches and pounding nails for $15 an hour to suddenly sitting in multi-million-dollar boardrooms discussing how they're going to spend $2 million to build out their office space. And the long story is that came about through thinking about it on a daily basis about what I wanted, and magically something took me there. And then magically, like 3 weeks later, I saw this beautiful blonde walking through the lobby, and I followed her. And I followed her into the salon, right? And I went in and said, I want to get my hair cut. You like this story, don't you, Chris? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like looking, and she's the only one standing around. And she says, oh, Curtis can take you right now. And Curtis walks out, hello. Come on over and sit down. And I'm like, no. They're like, Curtis is the only one that can see you right now. But I got to know her, and ultimately I married her many years later. But your life changes because of one thing, right? And so you don't know how it's going to change, Gregory, right? My advice to you, stick with it. I know you're thinking this is hard, but I say stick with it and you'll make it. Okay?